It's Paul Marsh, and I'm delighted to say that I'm being joined by the front man of Everyone Says Hi, Nick Hodgson. Nick, how are you?
I'm very good. How are you, Paul?
I'm very, very good, thank you. It's
Good.
nice to talk to you. It's nice to meet you. We've been playing your tracks for quite some time. I think, is this the third track you've got out, Lucky Stars, isn't it?
I think there's a couple more that little teaser ones that go on Spotify, but I think it's the third radio one. Yeah.
Yes, I believe that we have been playing. All three have made it onto our playlist. So yes,
Perfect.
we are big fans of Everyone Says Hi.
That's good.
So let's kind of get to this because when we played the first track, I did the whole this is where this person's from, this is where this person's from, because obviously everybody in Everyone Says Hi is kind of come from another band somewhere, haven't they?
That's right. Yeah, so I was from Kaiser Chiefs. I was a founding member and principal songwriter, but also drummer in Kaiser Chiefs. And then we got Pete, who used to be the bass player in the Kooks, Ben, who plays piano for us, and he used to be in the Dead 60s. Glenn, who is still in Howling Bells, and then there's Tom on guitar, but he's just our mate from Leeds who has been in lots of bands, but nowhere near as famous as those guys.
That was so bad. That's oh yeah, well I've done this and I've done that, and Pete's done this and Pete's done that, and Ben's done it, and then we got our mate Tom.
Yeah, but thing is about Tom is that he is something like he's at least 10 years younger than all of us.
Ah,
So we are allowed to pick on him.
so well, not only that, but this is going to be Tom's big thing. So in
Yeah,
10, 15 years time, when this band has run its course and you've all moved on to your different projects, they'll be able to say, and Tom is the former guitarist from
that's
Everyone
right.
Says Hi.
100%. Yeah.
You guys see, we got it all figured out already, haven't
Yeah.
we?
It's perfect. I love it.
I assume that you've heard this joke many times, but it's literally the old joke of what was the last thing the drummer said before he was sacked.
Let's try one of mine.
Guys, I've written a song.
Yeah. Um, Yes, I don't like drummer jokes. I mean, I'm so I'm honestly, for some reason, I'm defensive about us drummers.
Well,
I do, my hero, Dave Grohl. He's my
oh,
drumming hero, but he's also my frontman hero.
I've
So it's perfect.
I'm literally going to have to strip. Oh, can you just about see
Oh, wow. Yeah, perfect.
Foo Fighters tattoo? So yes, I'm a massive Dave Grohl fan myself, and he was just the drummer in Nirvana.
And I honestly, yeah, he's been my hero for, from being a little kid playing the drums, but also when he, became the frontman of the Foo Fighters, that was also inspiring. So I see a lot of good singing drummers and songwriting drummers. Phil
So
Collins.
I interviewed Ricky from the Kaiser Chiefs when you guys were down at Victorious last year, the year before. I can't remember when it was. And he came across as a really nice guy, and he came across as very humble. I know that you're kind of sitting there going, "Yeah, he's not like that. He's an absolute so and so." But what was it like in the dynamic of the band? If no, I'm putting words into your mouth, and I do apologize. What was it like with the dynamic of the band? Because again, it's usually very much the singer or the guitarist
Yeah.
take the lead roles in writing the song. So, what was the dynamic in the band like?
Well, I think what it is that dr- I play. I mean, when I was a kid, my first instrument I played was piano, and then it was guitar, and no, then it was flute, then it was guitar. But I always wanted to play the drums, but you don't get the chance to play the drums when you're a little kid because no one's got a drum kit. So, there's a piano in the house, so you
And
can.
there's no parents that go, "Yes, son,
Yeah.
play the
No,
drums."
no, not in the 90s anyway. Slightly changed now, I think, but the electric drum kits help.
Yeah, that's true.
So I was just desperate to play the drums, but my personality was probably frontman, but my desire was drums. So I didn't really care. I didn't have there wasn't any weirdness about it because it was just the way I was. So I'd been friends with everyone for such a long time. I'd been like in the, Simon and Peanut from Kaiser Chiefs were in my class when I was 11. And so I was just me. And so when you put us in a band room or rehearsal or whatever, that was just me. And it wasn't like I was trying to fit into any drum stereotypes or anything like that. It was just the way we were. And so I was a very forceful character in that world. And I kept writing these songs as well. So and I would come into the rehearsal with this. idea for a song and play it, and then everyone would just join in, and I'd usually do that either on the piano or the guitar, you see. So and Ricky would play the drums. So it was just I think every band is very similar, has similar characters, but also each band is nuanced. Let's put it that
Mm.
way.
Yeah, I agree with that. You talk about the Kaiser Chiefs in past tense. What was it that made you decide that no, I've enjoyed my time on the drums, I've enjoyed doing this, but I need more.
Yeah, well, it wasn't that I need more. It was probably I needed less. I had done everything in a band by about 20. It was the end of 2012 that I left. I'd done everything I ever wanted to do, and I think we would. For me, I was just repeating myself. Every time you put an album out, you go around and do the same. I mean, it's brilliant. You go to Australia and you do Japan and everything, but for me, it was just repeating, and I wanted to do something different,
Right.
new,
Yeah.
challenging. So I started doing producing and songwriting with other people, which was a total spin on what I'd been doing because I'd only ever written for us five to play the songs, and so it was a very eye-opening experience, and I loved it. I thought I spent a few years doing that, and then I put a solo album out. But I just like change. I like change. I like moving on. I like moving out of the comfort zone, waving goodbye to the comfort zone, and seeing what can happen.
Well,
And
you
it was
certainly
great.
did that with your songwriting because some of the people that you've worked with, you wouldn't really assume that you've worked with, like, for example, pop stars and,
Yeah.
and dance people. You wouldn't assume that you'd work with these people, but you have. And not only have you worked with them, you've worked with like the best of the best.
Yeah, some of the best of the best. Yeah, still got Harry Styles to tick off the list.
Well, I'm sure after in 2025, it's going to happen, isn't it?
That's my dream.
That's the pinnacle, is it?
Of co-writing. Yeah, I think we'd get on very well.
Have you met Harry?
Only at the Olympics in 2012, which he was probably about 12, so I don't know. We were on a bus together. I remember being on this bus and there was hardly anyone on it, but it's just me, Kate Moss, Ed Sheeran, and Harry Styles, I think, was on it. And at the time, that was quite normal. And then everything changes when you take a few years out of band world and you just sort
Yeah.
of go into the shops. But it's been great recently because we've just done a couple of gigs, and I just love that. I love the band world. It's great.
Is it nice to get so once obviously, like you say, I mean, there you go. You're talking about being in that situation with those people at the Olympics, and
Yeah,
you're not quite starting from scratch, but you're almost starting from scratch, and
I'd
you're
say it was near starting. Yes, very, very, very near
yeah,
scratch.
and you're going around and like you say, so you're doing a record store tour, you're going around and doing the smaller venues again. Was it nice to go and do that?
I love it. We played in Hull the other night at the Adelphi in Hull, and it was absolutely amazing because it was the first gig that we've ever done that was packed, and that's about 150 people, and it was such a thrill. And like in the old band, Kaiser Chiefs, I'd played to a lot of crowds were big,
Mm.
but it's just as much excitement and fun and amazement when there's 150 people in the Adelphi in Hull. It's absolutely amazing. I love it.
It's very different sort of feeling because I've done the same thing with like hosting and bits and pieces like that. It can be far more exhilarating and terrifying when you're talking to 50 people than 50,000 people because
All right,
50,000 people is just a sea of nothingness, right? You don't see faces or anything else like that.
that's true.
Whereas 50 people, you see the whites of people's eyes.
And there's nothing more scary than a best man speech, which I've done two of. And like, you can do Glastonbury and all that, and it just, that's your comfort zone. So you just do it. And then when
That I love that. We're 10 minutes into the interview. We haven't even spoken about the one thing that we're supposed to be talking about. It's your new album. It's a self-titled album. Everyone says hi. It's out today. You must be so, so excited.
I am very excited, actually. I can feel a little buzz inside, inside me. That's, yeah, it's very good. I am thrilled, actually. It's been a while.
Is it a different feeling from anything previously that you've put out?
I'm enjoying it more because I think when you're in your 20s and you're doing it, you do feel, I don't know, I was such a different character. I think I'm still determined like that, but I don't know. Once you've seen a lot and you've done it all that you can do in a band, then I think you just chill out a bit. And also you get a bit older and you're a bit calmer. But actually that calmness means that you can sit back and enjoy it a bit, which is nice. And
I
before I,
think you appreciate it more as you get a little bit older.
yes, definitely. Especially starting from scratch. It's been a really long journey with this album because I started making it and it started as a solo album. And lots of like I had lots of dreams for what it would be, and then but to get the band together was really good, and then to get record deal with Chrysalis, which I thought was totally. I mean, I really wanted to get a record deal because it makes it a lot easier than doing it, putting it out yourself, and it when that happened, I was sort of thinking, okay, we're ticking things off here, it's great, and then doing gigs and got, I don't know. It's just great, like all these little things that you tick off, and it's been a long journey building this whole momentum until today.
The stuff you're putting out with Everyone Says Hi feels very personal as well.
Yeah, I think that's the difference between when you're writing for other people to sing the words, you do write different words, I think. And also
Is it quite
Ricky wrote
generic almost?
um it can be, but I remember being in the Kaiser Chiefs and always moving away from anything that was sort of when there's five lads, from Leeds in a rehearsal room and you're all 25, and 20 years ago as well, it was very unlikely to start talking about your feelings.
Yes.
It's just not a thing that would happen. I don't know why.
Guys, I really want to write a track about how much I love my girlfriend.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So all our songs were kind of, if there was a love song, it would still have, comedy lyrics. So
Yes. Yeah.
um and they would have stuff like Every Day I Love You Less and Less because we liked the comedy and the humor. Um, and that I think was part of our sort of skill set back
Hmm.
then. And so
It's funny. Every time I play that one on the radio, I make the joke that it's the theme tune to my marriage,
perfect.
which is what I think it was set up for.
Yeah,
I'm just fulfilling a prophecy is all. But like
very
we
good.
mentioned, so the album's out today. You're out on a record store tour, so you're going around meeting people. You're getting that instant feedback. You're down in Portsmouth tomorrow. You're going to be at Pie and Vinyl in Southsea at 6 o'clock. Again, looking forward to getting out and meeting the fans.
Yeah, absolutely. It's nice to know. It's like I think it would just be great to see some people there. You know what I mean? Because I mean, I think it'll be quite busy, but it'll be great to just sort of get there and see who's there. It's very intimate when you do those things. You really do have such a good rapport with everyone. You can just chat, and it's like, oh, basically, you can finish by knowing everybody's name,
Yeah, yeah. It's a
which is
really,
nice,
really nice setting actually, and the clue is in the title, but they do lovely pies as well. So
do they?
don't eat before you get there. Save
Is
yourself a
that
bit.
right? Yeah, I saw. I've been on the website, and it does look quite delicious. It looks like a really good place. Is that Pie and Vinyl? Yeah, it's a good
Yeah,
name.
yeah.
I'm looking forward
It's
to that.
really, really nice. It's right down on the seafront. So unfortunately, it's a shame you're going in January. If you timed it a bit better and released the album in the summer, you could have had a lovely stroll along the seafront. But as it is, you're
Well,
gonna have to wrap up.
I was thinking about bringing. I've even got a wetsuit. Should I bring it? What do you think? Think I'll get in the sea?
I mean, the options there. It is literally a 2 minute walk away, but
Is it?
it might be a bit cold.
I don't mind the cold. I think that's it's quite bracing, isn't it?
It wakes
Um,
you up. It certainly wakes you up.
yeah. Okay. I don't know when I would fit in a swim. It sounds a bit mad, doesn't it?
What we're going to do, guys, we're going to perform 2 or 3 songs. I'm going to go for a swim, and then I'll come back and finish off.
Yeah. Sounds great. I'm going to bring my wetsuit.
Yes, do it, and then if you want to go for a swim, it's there, and if you don't, you don't.
Amazing.
Nick, thank you so much for talking to me. I really do. Thank you very much for doing that. Like I say, we have played all three of your radio singles. They have been absolutely fantastic. We're going to continue to support Everyone Says Hi. So it's time now. Why don't you introduce your current single?
This is Lucky Stars by Everyone Says Hi.